According to the woke liberals and the EU Remoaners, we are facing the great famine of 2023 because of Brexit, not because of bad weather. Welcome back to the clown world. As you guys know, some of you can't have salad this week because we don't have tomatoes. Depending on where you are, by the way. Waitrose is running out of tomatoes, and the Remoaners and the leftists are blaming Brexit. Obviously, why would you not blame Brexit? Everyone's having a meltdown because some supermarkets have decided to have a bit of a shortage on certain things like tomato. So it's quite concerning, but it's due to bad weather. And it's happened before. Decades, centuries, years, that even recently. If you look at The Guardian, things like The Guardian, Yasmin Alibi Brown, Britain will look back at the great tomato famine of 2023 and wish that they were less racist. Racist. So, this is absolutely crazy. We actually have a special guest today with us to be joined in a second. We're going to have Morgan Broben, who's actually been on the channel a couple of times when we did live streams outside pubs drunk. But let's have a look at what's going on, because we have Christopher Cowgate tweeted this. The waitress was trending. So he did say the Remoaners are winding themselves up into hysterics because even though supermarkets themselves say fruit and veg shortages are to do with weather, they saw one picture of a European shop with tomatoes in it, so it must be Brexit. Naturally, they only have Waitrose as a real life reference. And then we actually have evidence. Some of these Remoaners on Twitter posting this. I thought all the tweets about #empty shelves and then was just selective. But I just popped into a nearby Waitrose, and sure enough, 0 tomatoes and fresh salad. #Brexit broke Britain. Next one. Yesterday, Waitrose Ringwood has... Oh my god. I was told by employee that their suppliers' crops had failed due to the weather. Lol. When are folks going to wake up? #Brexit broke Britain. Oh dear god. But let's give him some evidence. It's the supermarket in Dublin. Yeah, Dublin is not in Brexit Britannia. So, we have special guests. Let's have a look at this photo again. Let's bring in Morgan Broben. So, Morgan Broben, a sound conservative and a Brexiteer. What is going on? So, what are we actually having Brexit breaking Britain?
Well, I mean, I can remember when I worked for Vote Leave, the stuff that was coming out at the time, all the kind of predictions, sandwich shortages, I remember super spread, gonorrhea, no aspirins, all the rest of it. Is this, their prophecies coming to light? No, it's not. It's simply weather. I've worked in the past in agriculture, in public affairs, and I can tell you for a fact that it's got nothing to do with the political arrangements of the United Kingdom's trade relationship with the UK, or the EU, or the rest of the world. It is purely weather. As you showed on your channel, the Republic of Ireland, same thing. It's happening in Netherlands, Germany, and maybe, I don't know, perhaps look outside of Waitrose, perhaps go to Aldi's or Lidl. The other day I managed to get some tomatoes from Asda. It's just nonsense. It really is hilarious, the sort of straws they're grasping at to try to make this kind of apocalyptic vision of the post-Brexit Britain come to
life. But isn't it sad that unless you watch channels like this and new media outlets that are challenging their narrative, we are not winning the argument out there, because the BBC and Sky and all these tweets and everybody else going to walk around outside Waitrose and shouting. There are definitely enough people that believe that it's Brexit that's causing the tomato shortage. Why is it that we're still losing very basic battles on narrative?
I think it's because the majority of people are reasonable, rational people, and they see how crazy this is, so that they just don't respond to it. And these kinds of stories that just float around the follow back pro-European crowd on Twitter, that's their echo chamber, and it doesn't really permeate outside of that. So most people understand that it's the weather and the energy crisis, for example. Energy prices have gone up across the continent, and they continue to go up, partially and largely to the war in Ukraine, but also other factors. And I think most people can see that, and I think mainstream media just don't respond to it. but we should respond to it to point out how ridiculous they are. We did it during Vote Leave, during the referendum, and we should continue to do it.
Exactly, and luckily, when it comes to mainstream media, the complacency of them is helping us. TV is dead because we are the media. Thank you so much, Morgan, for coming on the show. We're going to use it more on nonsensical stories like tomato shortage, the great famine of 2023. Let me know what you think in the comment section. I'm Mahyar, TC, and we are the media.